Ever seen the Flintstones?
With the car?
Yeah, that's what that feels like when you got a good jab on me.
Yeah.
It takes me in the air. I just feel my feet moving while I'm in the air, but not going in the air.
And that was a good quarter too.
It was.
All right. One of the things I want to check on as we do this. So last time we did hesitations, it was all about oversetting, not making sure you don't overset. Here, I want to get you in. I want to get the flash, and then I want to back off a little bit.
You or
me?
Yo.
And see if I can get you to overcommit with the hands.
Flash.
Yeah, and then come around. Okay, so now it's more about footwork than hesitation.
Like
okay?
kind of waiting for you.
Yeah. So like when I was working, with Ben, and I was down. This is either the first or second time I was down in Texas, Dallas. I was in Dallas with him. When we were working moves, we were working hitting jab steps. Okay, so coming off the line here. Okay, you take your set, jabbing in to get the push, and then coming back out.
Yeah.
Okay, so think of it like a wide receiver coming off the line, and I want to run an out route. I'm going to get to the top of my route and hit an in, and then come out. I want to get you doing that.
Okay.
So I'm going to come in, I'm going to take a jab step in to get you kind of sitting here, and then come right back out to the outside.
Okay.
So we're going to work that today, okay? The thing for you to work at or to think about in those instances isn't so much hands, shoulders, it's hips, right?
Do you have the film on the drill we did where I made sure not to go inside until you passed me?
Yes.
Cool.
That's this,
Yeah.
okay? So it's really just making sure that you take the jab step. You can mirror with me. I mean, so if we get here and you got that good hit to my midpoint, we're in good position, and I jab, you can mirror with me. Don't overset inside, right? Don't overreact. You want to continue to mirror and match what I'm doing, okay? So that's going to be the key. Now, that works one of two ways. There's a counter to that, right? So it's here, and it's a hard step outside to get you oversetting. Now there's my up and under to come back in. So now this is what we're really working on, is how pass rushers, okay, are utilizing feet and their footwork to get you to do certain things, not just hands, okay? So everything up until this point has been a focus on hand fighting. How do you respond to this move, that move, whatever? Now we got to make sure that we're being conscious of the lower body, okay? Not getting deked out by the feet, but keeping your eyes at hips and up. Remember, I can't go anywhere without my hips, right? So if I take a hard step but my hips don't come to you, you got nothing to worry about, okay? All right, welcome to this week's episode of The Behavior Movement. I'm your host, Brett Yaris, behaviorist extraordinaire. With me, Lucas Niang, rookie offensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. We are bringing to you this long series that we've been doing, kind of showing all these different pass blocking and offensive tackle behaviors as we work with Lucas. Lucas has been a friend and client of mine for 5 years now, right? A minute. And so we've always talked about how a lot of our training has been very unique and different than what a lot of other trainers and coaches are doing. And this was an opportunity for us to kind of bring it to you. So here we are in our next installment. In our last solo episode that you saw the two of us working together, we worked with Lucas about how to deal with hesitation pass rush moves. What happens when the pass rusher sort of hesitates off the line to try to get the tackle to overset? And we worked on how to respond and read those things. Today, we're going to kind of take the next step, that next shape, that next link of the chain in that process, which is to look at the footwork of pass rushers. How do pass rushers utilize their footwork in order to get to where they want to be on the offensive tackles? So we're going to do two different looks. We're going to look at how pass rushers use what we call a jab step. And I was telling Lucas how I do this with a couple of the pass rushers that I work with, how they use a jab step into the tackle's body to utilize and best get an outside move going. And we're also going to look at the reverse. How do pass rushers use an outside jab step to come back inside on a counter move? How do they use their lower body to set up the behavior of the offensive tackles, and what do offensive tackles have to do in order to respond correctly to it? So that's what we're going to look at here today, first up. And then, of course, we're going to mush it all together in our free-for-all, where we do everything we've worked on to this point. We put it all together, continuing to work on Lucas's response time. So that's today's agenda. As always, let's line it up. Sit. Go. Sit. Go. Notice with every one of my jab steps,
It's a little different.
It's a little different, but it's always coming with an outside swipe to get my space.
To hit that handle.
No, I think you were fine. I think what you gotta watch, not that you did anything wrong, but what I'm saying is, once I come in, I get my hand off and I'm taking an outside step here. Once I'm taking the step, I am not fast enough, twitchy enough to burst off of that, right? Whereas these guys, Ben is gonna come boom, boom, and be gone.
I gotta go back out.
Okay. I'm just not twitchy like that. But it's like, I want you to imagine that you're not going against a pass rusher. You're going against a wide receiver running a route, okay? And so remember, when we talk about double moves, a wide receiver's coming, it's boom, boom, and then back in, okay? That's kind of what we're seeing here. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Well, this is what I wish I saw more pass rushers do.
Yeah. I think Ben put me onto it in college because I didn't realize, like, even if I mirror him, if I step inside, I'm shortening the angle. So I gotta wait for him to cross my face.
That's right, that's right. It's the biggest piece. It's all about, you know, it's physics, right? Like, where are we in space? How are we responding to that? All right, last one. Ready, set, go. Yeah.
Like the way I would move it if I saw that, just do it. But
that's it. So I'm coming in and it's here. So on the inside jab to get you to stop, it's an outside push.
Yep.
On my step here, it's over. You keep coming. The hope is you get all screwed up, right? So now I'm you. Okay, so the hope is as you come and take the jab step in and I throw out here, and now I'm stopped in here, and now I'm gonna over lunge to try to get over, my feet still being in cement. Yeah, so remember that first session when we were over there, we talked about being sticky. This is where being sticky fucks you, you know? All right, that really isn't the best way to play tackle. It's the latch on and hold, right? The best way to play tackle is that you have so much force, bro. You're 320 pounds. You throw a punch and it's knocking somebody back for a second. And then if you keep your feet moving and keep getting into position, you're gonna continue to be in good position. Remember, 3-4 seconds is all you need, okay? I know Pat likes to run back there and he's, you know, extending plays and all that, but in terms of just the classic drop back plays on schedule, okay? 3 or 4 seconds is all you need. And what happens is these guys are hard setting, jump setting out, and they're trying to throw a haymaker punch and grab on. And these rushers, these pass rushers are just, they're so nifty, man. You throw that haymaker and it's boom, I'm here and gone. And that's what happened with Carlos Dunlap against the Cardinals last night.
My old coach used to say, die a slow death. So don't jump them and just throw everything at them.
That's exactly it, okay? I love that, die a slow death, right? Because more often than not, you don't die. You didn't give up a sack in college because you continued to get space, get leverage, and when you were on, it was about extension, not about grabbing, right? You weren't locked in here. It was about holding extension, holding space. Why? Because as you're extended and he's trying to move, you have the space to continue getting your body in the right position. It's all about feet, all about feet. All right, here we go, second drill of the day. All right, we just worked pass rushing moves with the attention on our footwork, and we worked on taking an inside jab step to get a lean, a stop, and then hand work coming in back around. Now we're gonna reverse it, all right? Now what you're gonna get, I'm gonna be lining up in either primarily a 7 technique, maybe sometimes a 5 technique. I'm gonna come off the line here, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a jab step to the outside. I wanna see if I can get Lucas's hips to open up like that, right? Get him to turn. Then what's gonna happen is as he goes to turn, he's instinctually probably gonna throw this inside hand. At which point I'm gonna come with an over chop, boom, and try to come back inside. I can also work that move into a bull rush, by the way. See, when he opens that hip up, he's now over leveraged to one side, he's off balance, he's not centered. Now I can really drive that weight back. So you see some of these smaller edge rushers, these smaller pass rushers who are really speed guys, using their agility to outmaneuver these bigger, larger tackles. The key for Lucas is to make sure the feet stay where they need to be, that the feet keep moving, and that I never get outside his body frame one way or the other. So we're gonna see active hands, active feet. We talked about this from episode 1. If you've been with us from the beginning, it's about not being sticky, okay? Tackles can't have sticky feet, can't have sticky hands, can't get on and hold, can't get on and get stuck. Gotta keep active. Here we go, part 2 of our session today. Let's line it up. Sit, go. See, super patient hands there, right? So that inside hand didn't throw right away. You waited to see what I was gonna do, and then you threw it. It was excellent, okay? So what happens, I have it in my head that I'm immediately gonna come with an up and over, right? Yeah. But there was nothing there for me to hit.
So
you got the free hand and keep you going, okay? And just make sure as soon as I get there, we're reversing that body shape, inside hand high. Perfect. Here we go. Ready, sit, go. Ready, sit, go. Notice when I got that hand down, I got it all the way off me, right? Leaning on it. He came it right back up into a strike position, ready to throw as soon as he needed it. That's how we stay active. We're not getting stuck. That's it. Perfect. Go.
You gonna leave me hanging?
What was the plan? That's it. Go. Oh, there you go.
I feel like your chest was too far away from me on that one. Yeah.
Well, and that's exactly it, right? Having the feel and the body awareness to not just throw something for the sake of throwing it.
No, I can reach it. Yeah.
We come out of that rep and you say, look, my inside hand stayed cocked. I didn't throw it because your chest was too far away. I know you're in the moment. You're in control of your movements. Their behavior now. That's the goal. Here we go, last one. Ready, set, go. So just another wrinkle.
And I could.
So this is what we call the ghost arm. Remember I brought this up to you. It's like a ghost arm, okay? Just a little, it might not even touch you, it might just be a little flash. Boom, just to get you to freeze, throw something, and come back outside, okay? So we've worked long arm for weeks. This is now the defensive version of your flash, right? So it's a ghost arm. So we're in here, and on my inside jab step, I'm gonna boom, come back out. All right. Anything I can do to avoid contact in the first 2 steps of my pass rush. All right, here we go. Third drill of the day, gonna be a mini free-for-all. All right. We worked inside jab steps, we worked outside jab steps separately in 2 different drills. Now we're gonna do one drill where it's gonna be random, one or the other. Nothing else. No outside pass rush moves, no inside pass rush moves, simply just the 2 jab steps that we worked on because they require opposite responses from Lucas's body. So now he's got to respond correctly, building that fluency, building that latency, decreasing that latency, okay? One of the things that you'll see me kind of teach Lucas and work with him on in this drill is a little wrinkle I'm gonna throw in, okay, to the inside jab step. It's gonna be what we call a ghost arm. On my inside jab, I'm gonna throw the hand up almost like I'm gonna long arm him, but I'm not. I'm gonna flash it to get the hand thrown. Once that hand is thrown, boom, I'm coming up and over to my outside. So look out for that. Let's see how Lucas responds. Let's see how many correct responses we can get. Let's line it up. Ready, set, go. Set, go. Set, go. Reset, go. But like I'm trying to mix it up. Like I'm trying to win, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to beat you. So now, because of how quick you are responding, like I gotta really think now, you know? Reset, go. You ever seen the Flintstones?
With the car?
Yeah. That's what that feels like. When you get a good jab on me, it takes me in the air. I just feel my feet moving while I'm in the air, but not going anywhere.
And that was a good quarter too.
Last 2 reps, we're gonna see Lucas do a bit of a hybrid set, okay? We talked about this on a previous episode, we showcased it. what we're gonna see Lucas do is on the snap, he's gonna kind of jump me a little bit. Boom. On my crossing of the line, I'm assuming when he jumps at me, it's early contact. So I'm gonna try to give him my all here. But what Lucas is gonna do is jump and then work back into space on a vertical, okay? So it's a first jump set into a vertical set, really is what this is. And we're gonna see how his responses work against these jab steps from pass rushers. So we're gonna see how that kind of a set could be effective. Here we go. Reset, go. Reset, go. Reset, go. Yeah, that's it though.
Because you're right there for this.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that.
You time that set with a jab.
Yeah.
All right, we're there. Final segment of the day. We're going to be doing our free-for-all, okay? The free-for-alls, as we continue to get going and as we add more of these episodes and segments together, they get more expansive because there's so much more moves. When we first started, it was a couple outside moves. Then it was like 6 outside moves. Then bull rushes and long arms. And now we got ghost arms. And now we got jab steps and hesitations. There's a lot now that you have to be prepared for, that you have to respond to, okay? What you're noticing is that the inventory of possible pass rush moves is going up, okay? It's impossible for Lucas to really sit there and hone in and expect one move over the other. That's not really likely or possible for him to do. And that's why we work so much on response time, so much on latency, because he's got to be responsive, he's got to be reactive, and he's got to do it quickly. That's why these free-for-alls are so important at the end of our sessions, because it takes in what we focused in on during the day, what we spent a lot of time as our focus points, and it adds it to our already expanding library of things we've already done and added. And this is part of that chaining process. It's more of a long-term chain. Every week we're adding and linking more links to the chain here. So today we got the free-for-all. You're gonna see some outside, some inside, some bull rushes, some hesitations, and some jab steps. That's new from today. And with Lucas now, this is where it gets fun for him, because as the inventory goes up and the library gets bigger of stuff that we're gonna do, Lucas's moves start to change a little bit. We might see some jump sets. We may see vertical sets. We may see some of that hybrid set. And Lucas now has to be strategic with how he wants to employ those. There's no script. It's a free-for-all. It's all random. Random for me, but now also random for him. And this is now we're getting closer and closer to a true environment that Lucas will be playing in on Sundays and in practice. Okay, the further we get away from a script and the more we get into these types of sessions and randomized environments, the better for him for his long-term behavior. So I think we're on our way. Let's finish the session up. Let's line it up. That's it. Go. That's it. Go. See, what's not being captured or discussed a lot is it looks like, because the way we're finishing the drill, it looks like that I'm up getting around the hoop. What's not being focused on is there's no clear path to the quarterback. Remember, this orange circle on the ground that we're using as our hoop here, okay? The quarterback is basically sitting at around that red dot in the back end of that circle. And every time I turn, even though it looks like I'm getting around the edge, I'm turning into Lucas every single time because of how he's responding and mirroring my body and where my body is. So even on that, so Lucas went with, that was that hybrid set, right?
Yeah.
So on there, I was actually going for a full-blown long arm, not the long arm jab, the ghost arm. I was going for the full-blown long arm. So I go for the long arm, and as I hit it, he's getting into that vertical, which is creating space. So now my thought is I can now turn the corner because there's space.
Yeah.
I don't gotta worry about him. But because of how he's getting back into his anchor point and then able to open the hips when I turn, there's no path to the quarterback. It's like Donald Trump. There's no path to the presidency for him right now. All right, here we go. I'm gonna lose half the viewers on that comment.
All the kids are sleeping.
All right. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. There, if you remember the episode in which we talked about the post step for Lucas, when Lucas posts, that part of the post has to be getting lateral, but also making sure there's space between us. So there, I gave him the outside jab step. Lucas got so fluently into that post that when I went to cross his face, I literally ran right into him, right into the body, okay? All of these little details, these nuances, this is what needs to be worked on for these tackles, okay? You could do all the drills with sticks and whatever else that you do, okay? But it's those little details that make the difference on game day, all right? How efficiently and fluently is he responding to different moves, but how is the whole body responding? Not just the hands, not just the feet. Getting the whole body to respond correctly is the key here. He's doing it magnificently. We got 2 more reps left. Ready, set, go. It's so important to not have those sticky feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because if your feet get stuck, I do have the corner and the path, but you're getting into the path because your feet keep moving. It's beautiful. All right, last one, last one. Ready, set, go.
Old place.
Very good. Well, that does it for this episode of the behavior movement. We'll probably do a little bit more work, but until next time, we'll see you.